Hi, USC graduate students. This is Professor Alex Juhas, and I am making this video as a introduction to my visit to you, which will be occurring tomorrow. And I wanted to make the introduction in the vernacular and format that we will be discussing, which is the wild and woolly place of YouTube. Your professor, Tara McPherson, asked me to lead the first half of the class around the ideas that I have developed with my students as we try to learn and interact within the confines of higher education on YouTube, something that is not made to do. And our findings was that YouTube is, although heralded as democratic, free, a place for free expression and for expressing the self, it is a highly controlled and scripted environment. And I wanted to list 9 reasons why, which I think were discussed in my article and further embellished in the videos that I assigned to you. And these are because YouTube is a censored environment through both the sort of hegemonic controls of users' opinions, as well as through the censoring because of copyright by corporations. The systems of rankings, which allow certain things to be very visible and other things to be hidden in niche tube, although democratic entrance is possible on YouTube, democratic access to finding things is much harder given the system of rankings. Furthermore, the kind of general definitive disorganization of the site, the fact that the only system to find things is through user tagging, which means that you can't find anything, means that most things remain invisible unless they are very popular, which tends to mean that they're acceptable, therefore hegemonic, and probably not threatening in relationship to the ideas and beliefs of the culture, the more dominant ideas and beliefs in the culture. The sandlot culture of, especially within comments, although it is democratic, silences and scares many users of the site and is not an ideal place to create a platform for democratic expression. The inability to make community, again, may mean that anybody can get on. And so, in a certain sense, it's a sort of democratic moment of access. But what you do inside that democracy is highly isolated and quite private and sort of cordoned off and closed off. The dominant content on the site is corporate content. And again, that certainly occurs through democratic access at the point of entry, but is probably not the type of democracy that most of us would like to live in. And finally, I suggest in the article about fake documentaries that even though access is free and people can make whatever they want, there are all kinds of constraints that occur in both forms and also formats that are consolidating because of YouTube and in our culture. Now, of course, anyone can speak outside of those formal constraints, but I would suggest that as vernaculars and formats consolidate, we will see less and less original or free content on the site. So I look forward to talking to you about these ideas, and now let's be live.